What Dolph at, man? What Dolph at? What Dolph at? Where we at right now, cuz? We in South Beach, baby.
All them little niggas, they shrimps. You know what I mean? Like, they shrimps. Every last one of them put together, like, you can't compete, you can't win, you can't stop me. Y'all shrimp. I guess it was something about a feature. Like, oh, he didn't do a feature or something for me, right?
Mm-hmm. You said he asked you asked him for a feature.
Listen, man, on my little boy and my little girl, man, he come to me talking about let him get on the song. You know what I mean? Like, he want me to get on this song, so I'll send it to me. Send me the song with the open verse. On top of that, it's like the first time I even met little dude, go in the studio. First time. Man tell me, he sent everybody out the studio. Like, let me holler at Dolph. Like, man, you got your own everything, bro. You popping. You like, but you got the money, you got your team, you got this, you got that. You like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, we can do that. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Starlito. I ain't gotta babysit you like them. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it's my first time meeting you. You gonna really sit and downplay your artist and throw your artist up on the bus to try to persuade me in to come over there? No, it's just, I can't respect that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not finna get ready to throw none of my artists up on the bus to persuade somebody else. That just ain't where I come from. That ain't how I was raised. That ain't what I respect. No, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Then 2 days later, on February 28th, 2016, the CIAA event happened again. And as you guys know, in 2015, 2 people were shot where Yo Gotti and Young Dolph were at. At this event in 2016, 50 to 60 shots were fired at Young Dolph's Sprinter van. So it was very clear that night who those shots were intended for. Security guards saw a Nissan Altima flee the scene shortly after the 40 to 50 shots were fired into the Hyatt Hotel lobby and 2 occupied vehicles around 4:45 a.m. on February 28th, 2016. Ultimately, they ended up arresting 3 suspects that night. The 3 people went by the name of Howard Wright, Kevin Thompson, and Derek Bolton. Howard Keon Wright, who was 31 years old at the time, was ID'd both as Yo Gotti's road manager and vice president of CMG Records. So now there is an official link between Yo Gotti and Young Dolph beefing, and it ain't just about music and diss tracks, it's actually about real street stuff. Black Youngsta, who is Yo Gotti's CMG artist, calls out Young Dolph on Instagram and even pulls up to his hood in Castalia.
Hey man, I'm keep it G, bro. Dolph, you a bitch. You a soft ass nigga. You nice nigga. If you got a problem, you can say you got a problem. Shake ass. Ain't no king of me. If you ain't king of South Memphis, you ain't from the city. Where we at right now, cuz?
Then in the month of October 2016, Yo Gotti got more involved in the Young Dolph beef. On October 31st, 2016, Yo Gotti dropped a collab mixtape with his artist Moneybagg Yo titled Too Federal. On the intro track, Can't Do It, he's sending subliminal shots at Young Dolph. A couple months go by, and on December 23rd, 2016, Yo Gotti drops a White Friday CM9 mixtape. And on the intro track of that mixtape titled 81, he subliminally disses Young Dolph once again. Of course, after 2 subliminal shots back to back on the intro tracks of Yo Gotti's mixtapes, eventually Young Dolph heard of those subliminal tracks. And on February 1st, 2017, Young Dolph didn't go subliminally. He went directly at Yo Gotti with his new diss track titled Play With Your Bitch. And on this diss track, he went to a different level of disrespect by not only dissing Yo Gotti, but Yo Gotti's older brother, Yo Gotti's baby mama, the whole CMG label, and much more.
Heard your intro, your last 2 mixtapes. I hear you slick dissing, but that line. You went from my biggest fan to my biggest hater. Begging me to sign with you, but I had too much paper.
Then the next day, on February 2nd, 2017, Young Dolph dropped his new mixtape, Gelato, and on the title track, he's dissing Yo Gotti as well. That night, he performed at a club, and at that club, he performed his Yo Gotti diss track, Play With Your Bitch. On April 1st, 2017, he dropped a new album titled Bulletproof, actually dissing Yo Gotti, CMG, and Black Youngsta. Ever since all these diss tracks, Yo Gotti had not responded to Young Dolph on wax at all. Then a couple weeks later, on May 16th, 2017, the police issued out a warrant for Black Youngsta and 2 other men. They both ended up surrendering that day in Charlotte after the warrants were issued. They were accused of having something to do with 100 shots that were let off back in February of 2017 at the CIAA event.
I ain't fired nothing. don't know nothing. I ain't see nothing. I ain't do nothing.
Benson's attorney says the rapper turned himself in today because police found a van that was involved in the shooting. The attorney tells Channel 9 Benson rented the van, but then it was stolen from him.
It's obviously somebody writing. Somebody snitching.
The van that was rented by Black Youngsta was stolen and used in the Young Dolph shooting. The article reads, apparently Youngsta rented the van used during the shooting of Dolph's whip, and once the van was discovered, Youngsta turned himself in. Youngsta's attorney says after the rapper rented the van, the vehicle was stolen and used in the shooting, an event that saw 100 bullets fired. After all these news reports, Young Dolph on May 28, 2017, goes on Instagram to clown Black Youngsta for being dumb enough to use a rental car for the drive-by shooting.
Hey, I just rented my van in my name, right? You know what I'm saying? And we finna go dump on it, and we finna jump out 6 deep. 100 shots. Dumb ass nigga. If we get caught, I know one of y'all snitch. Even though they my name, don't dumb as some other. Nah, I'm just gonna send my little nigga. They don't do this shit. Y'all can take the van though. I got the van in my name. I'm on my way. All right. How the f you miss a whole 100 shots? Stupid ass.
I said, you hollered at your big brother last night, got shirted last night.
Tell my uncle.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. I'm trying to record my video right now. You burning me out.
A couple months went by once again, and nothing was said between the two camps. Then on September 27th, 2017, Young Dolph gets shot in Los Angeles. Yo Gotti by the police is named person of interest, and police detain a guy by the name of Corey McClendon near the scene. Now, this Corey McClendon guy was actually an affiliate of Yo Gotti's. There's multiple photos of him around Yo Gotti and even wearing Yo Gotti's label t-shirts CMG. And that's why TMZ reported that Yo Gotti was a person of interest after this shooting. This would be the third time someone affiliated to Yo Gotti had something to do with shooting at Young Dolph or trying to kill him. Then on February 5th, 2020, Young Dolph's diss track to Yo Gotti, Play With Yo goes gold. And Young Dolph posts about it, and in the caption says, have you ever smashed a fuck guy's then got paid for it? Another plaque, stupid ass little boy. Independently though, yellow tape out now, which is clearly a diss at Yo Gotti. And of course, Yo Gotti doesn't respond to that, but his artist Black Youngsta does. And on August 16th, 2020, Black Youngsta posts on Instagram a video of him shooting a random gun in the air. And then he tags Young Dolph in a caption and says this: Young Dolph, fucking with my gang, gonna get your shooters shot. Hashtag heavy camp. Hashtag super hot. Hashtag super CMG.
With my gang, you get your shooter shot. Commissary. You not real shooter, but you don't shoot your clock.
Now, what's up? Why is Black Youngsta still coming at you, Dolph? I saw him post on Instagram.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
Okay. He did a video this weekend where he was shooting out of the window, and he added you and said, with my gang, gonna get you a shooter shot.
I'm already fighting the case right now. Man, I ain't got time for nobody, man, they playing police games. I don't want to play police games. When you start playing police games, I exit myself out the equation. Like, go play with the police. I'm not finna play with the police. Y'all already got me, no, go, bye-bye. Like.
Then the fateful day of November 17th, 2021 came, and Young Dolph was in Memphis, Tennessee, doing some charity work. While there, he decided to stop by his local favorite cookie spot, went to go pick up some cookies, and two gunmen popped out of a white Mercedes-Benz and let off a bunch of shots, ultimately killing Young Dolph. And right after this happened, people speculated that Yo Gotti had something to do with this because of their history with each other. Roughly a week and a half later after that, on December 20th, 2021, Black Youngsta dropped a new track / video titled I'm Assuming. And in this video, he is at a graveyard. At this graveyard, in the background, there is the name Thornton. And this caught a lot of people's attention because Young Dolph's real name is Adolph Thornton Jr. So to have that in the background at a graveyard, rapping what he was rapping about on the track, a lot of people assumed this was a subliminal shot at Young Dolph.
All that throwing them slick shots on the ground, that's how you end up dead. Ain't don't got no love for no I want out with his head.
Then on January 11th, 2022, two Young Dolph murder suspects get locked up. One of them goes by the name of Justin Johnson, who was 23 years old. The other one was Cornelius Smith, who was 32. The Justin Johnson guy is actually a rapper by the name of Straight Drop.